Ladies,
Yes.
call meeting to order. Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a roll call, please.
Carter. Mazer.
Here.
Riley.
Here.
Schneider.
Here.
Sofa.
Here.
Dukes.
Here.
Wilson.
Here. Tammy, for the chamber, you want to speak now?
Sure. Okay. I'm the president of the Chamber of Commerce, and this is Krista Cabral. She's the secretary of the chamber. We wanted to address the city council. Basically, we wanted to be added to the agenda of the city council meetings, and we plan to attend the meetings every month. We're trying to improve the chamber's, the awareness of the chamber and what the chamber does for the city, and we would like to, make those aware during these meetings. If there's any assistance that we may need or proposals or anything, we would like to bring those to the city council's attention. And we just want to keep everybody apprised of what events and business recognition that we have for the city. During the March meeting, we want to introduce our new chamber-sponsored beautification program. So we've been talking about this since last year. We weren't able to get it up and running, but we want to do a beautification to help areas of the city. Specifically, we do have a list that we kind of started and we're going to be addressing. So what we want to do is establish a beautification day every month, which would be the third Sunday of every month at 2 p.m. We will have volunteer leaders out there, and we will have certain items that we're going to address that particular day. We're going to be working with the city, with the students in Memphis, and also any homeschool students, any students in the Memphis area who need volunteer hours. We're going to be working with them as well. They're more than welcome to come out and join us and help us. So we're going to be trying to clean up certain areas that we felt have been, unaddressed, and areas like the Memphis, Welcome to Memphis signs. We do have some signs. We have one sign that's missing. We know where it is. We want to get that put up, and we want to, make those areas around those signs very nice and welcoming. We want to kind of add a little, softer touch to the town and make it more make it look better for anybody driving through or joining our town. Additionally, we want to establish April 18th as a citywide cleanup day. We had talked at the last meeting about requesting either for the city or I don't know if the trash company would sponsor a large dumpster, one or two, for that cleanup day. So allow people to kind of clean up their yards, clean up things. People can take it upon themselves that day to kind of clean up things and make their yards and everything, which makes the whole city look better. We also want to talk about the arrangement for removal of any trash bags or lawn waste following the beautification day. I know that we already do that, but we might have quite a few after that day, so we want to make sure we have that addressed. And then a regular street cleaning schedule specifically to address the following: cleaning up following the winter snow plow, because there's a lot of debris that's always left in some of the intersections from the snow plowing, and then clean up prior to the Memphis Festival days, which the chamber puts on in August. So we're trying to come together with the city council to bring a new touch of beautification to Memphis. So some of the items that we have on our list: cleaning up the Bell River Park each month, cleaning up the Clock Tower Park every month, Main Street cleanup, cleaning, brushing weeds around the town signs every month. You know, sidewalks leaning down to the river, edging, trimming, things like that. And I know some of this is other people's properties, so we'll be working with them. We also want to include anybody who knows of somebody who has elderly, maybe living in a house by themselves and they can't do things in their yard. We would like to offer them assistance. And hopefully we can grow this, and maybe next year, when it is winter, if people can't shovel their sidewalks, maybe we can have volunteers to help people do that and make sure our sidewalks are clear. Because, I mean, I'm a dog walker. I walk my dogs every day, so sometimes it gets really difficult when you're trying to walk and people haven't cleared their sidewalks. And I understand that some people just can't do it. So we want to kind of address that and kind of help our senior citizens out in town as well.
Okay, great.
Any questions?
No, I think that we'll be looking forward to working with you on this. Anybody else have anything here?
Love it.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Tammy.
So about the dumpster is that something that we can?
That's something that I think we could probably work with them, Tara, on. I think the bigger thing is if we're gonna have a monthly pickup on a Sunday, to have, you know, trash and lawn waste picked up, that could be a little bit more costly, and you have to figure out what we're gonna do with that. You know, depending on how much we have, I mean, you know, because we have, you know, a couple of dumpsters for the city, but it's not a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I know, like, Richmond Sportsman's Club does something similar, where people in the township out there, they park a big dumpster there, and it's basically get rid of all the crap, and they throw it away. They do it sometime around Earth Day. So you're basically, and I don't know how they pay, if they pay for it, or if they get it donated, but it's a big, like a construction dumpster that they get out there.
right.
And it gets filled. So I don't know if that, you know, comes from, you know, a company volunteering it, but.
Well, if it's a matter of, you know, maybe the city splits the cost of the dumpster, we can take it to the chamber meeting, which our meetings are the second Wednesday of the month at 8 a.m. at the Doghouse Tavern. So we're looking at it as we come to the city council meetings, we talk, if there's anything we need to bring back to the chamber meeting, we can do that for the next week.
Okay.
So our next meeting will be Wednesday, what's the date, do you know?
Are those meetings open to anyone? Just drop in?
All businesses are welcome,
just
anybody else,
anybody.
yes. I mean, city council is part of the chamber, so always welcome, absolutely. We do, you know, we are looking to increase our membership because the chamber does put on the festival, which we're looking to grow every year. We were looking to add a petting zoo, possible carnival in the future. So we do need more chamber members in order to keep the festival growing and bringing more people here in town. So, anything you would like to add? Okay.
Great. Thanks, Tammy.
Thank you.
Next up on agenda items, Jeff Christie.
Yes. I've got an issue dating back to July 11th, graduation day at the high school. Well, we've got a ticket here that was written by our local police department, and it's been dismissed. So we went to court, and it was dismissed. It was written for doing donuts in the school parking lot during graduation. Now, obviously, it was my son, Jacob, and I let him drive I got an old Camaro, some of you have seen it. It's hot rod, stick shift. So when I heard this and seen this, I instantly thought, you little rascal. And I punished him for it immediately. And we, unfortunately, as parents, sometimes we do some things hard immediately, and then we find out afterwards that we screwed up. So I'm here before you trying to make amends for a bad decision I made by disciplining a young man because he swore up and down that he didn't do it, and I had the principal provide video. Would you like to see? I'm just curious. It's a loop. It only takes a few seconds. If you'd like to pass it, I'd like to hand it to you. I'll continue. I'll start with you, sir. If you want to look at it. It's the black car right there, and you'll see it leaves about 5 miles an hour. It's a trivial thing. I spoke to the principal. I talked to this teachers, and if you look, there's a group of people there and they didn't even look up. So this gets dismissed. Officer tells me that after swearing that he was doing donuts and all this stuff, we got out on a technicality, said breaking traction was what it was written for, and it's not even actually an ordinance or anything that's illegal, so they dismissed it based on you wrote a ticket that doesn't really, it's not a law, so they dismissed it. Now, the chief, and then afterwards, he told me he's going to reissue this ticket under a different title because he's certain that this kid deserves some justice. We're going to get him. That's what led me to get the video. So I want to see what's going on. And I found out that, okay, now we have a problem. So he reissues me this ticket, but he doesn't issue it. There's a box on all these tickets. I'm sure you've seen them. I've got 3 of them here that have been sent to my house so far. They all say there's a box here that says under penalty of perjury. If you check this box that says you served this kid, and you check that box, you're committing perjury if you actually didn't do it. Well, I've got 3 of them here that he's never checked. As a matter of fact, the first one I just got from him was 3 days ago on February 26th. This is the first one I've got from this officer. And now it's under, they rewrote the ticket, new charge. This one was breaking traction. This one was drove without due care of caution. So we're going, and I've had a lawyer go to court several times, okay? So now we're going to go to court a 3rd time because somebody at your police station didn't send paperwork. So now we're going through this again. You see the video. Nothing happened. They're rewriting it. They're trying to find something that'll stick. I'm trying to do right by this kid after I've already punished him. So this is all I got. That's all I can do for him. It's already been dismissed, and we keep writing new tickets with new. It's like someone's stubborn and they just won't let it go. I don't know how I don't expect you to be able to make it happen. Might not even be the right place to have something done, but at least we can address the fact that we've got some things going on when an officer in this city goes to court. There's a court. There are officers actually testifying under oath what happened on the court, what happened on this, and he wasn't even the officer that was there. Our chief testifies under oath that this kid's doing donuts, but he wasn't the officer. So now I can't go off. He's perjuring himself, but he wasn't even the officer. He's not personally. He's just going off what he was told by his officer. So now we're getting deep into this with lawyers and everything, and this is a little town. All right, we've had our share of problems with maybe a couple issues with cops, and if we had 50 of them and one made a mistake, we could overlook it. We got like 1. We kind of got to hold them. You know, this is a great little town. I'm just trying to get this straightened out. I don't want to have to keep going around the block with this. I've already told my son, I don't care if I got to mortgage the house, we're going to fight this one all the way. And if I go broke, I've made up my mind that that's what we're going to do. So, I ask you, is there something we can do, at least moving forward, that if there's someone that gets a ticket in this town, isn't it our right to have that officer be at the court date? Because this could have been settled the first time. If I'd had the right, the issuing officer, Bruce Galecki, if he was there the first time, we could have had this taken care of. But since I'm bouncing it through the chief wasn't there, it's hearsay to the officer, and then the officer didn't do the paperwork right, and the officer says he served it, perjures himself, he didn't serve it, then he didn't perjure himself again, he didn't serve it. Now I finally get something from they mailed it to me, which still, 3 days ago, the judge explained to him, you have to serve this. So I'm going to go to court again with the same lawyer, spend some more money. You're going to lose because you've already been told. Can we just move forward and not maybe do something? Anyone? You seen the video? There's nothing that happened. There's no donuts. Is pretty obvious. I mean, there's no donuts in that video. The principal's on my side, the teacher's on my side, and the whole group of people didn't even look up. So how much noise and tire burning was actually done that day? I mean, you got video of the whole thing. Is there any suggestions?
You guys want
Not a
to
lawyer.
do a police Want to do a police board meeting or something like that?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Under that.
No?
I'm not a lawyer. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know what we'd be.
Well, it's already been dismissed, the first, we're going.
Yeah, I understand.
If it was dismissed, then why did you write another one?
That's what I'd like.
Reissued.
Twice.
Why?
He reworded the ticket because for whatever reason they can reword it and send it again, I guess, I don't know.
What's your lawyer say?
Well, we got the first one dismissed, the second one got sent, rescheduled, and now we're going to the third one. Over, and you see what happened. So I mean, this is silly.
You know, we could have a police board meeting, I just don't know what it would get accomplished.
I don't know.
You know, because this is a court case, you got lawyers and judges, I don't know where
But we can deal with
have
the one
any
that's been
standing.
dismissed, right? Like procedural.
Mhm.
That's something that could be.
But as far as the chief going to court, he always goes to court. That's
Sure.
just
And
how.
he testifies under oath.
Yeah, well, based on the
Based on
the report,
report of the officer.
right,
So-
which is a sworn
So
statement.
who do I sue? Do I sue the chief for perjuring based on a report that was written from an officer?
I don't know if that's,
See, it takes away my rights to really defend this because it's kind of a few steps away. I can't even hold him accountable for what he's saying.
But
And I offered him the video and he refused. He did not want the video. So, and I explained to him, when you serve me this next time, my son's home after 6 p.m. every single day. This is my address. I want to make sure you have it. So when you serve me, we don't have any more problems. We can move forward. I get this in the mail 3 days ago. So we're not communicating very well.
I know we originally that the police chief started going to, because it was a cost, somewhat of a cost issue
Right.
for it, but.
Well, yeah, because you have to pay the officer a minimum. They have to come get a car and take the car down to court.
The biggest one I can say is that if it's gonna play into the fact that if you're going to court more than one same ticket that they're reissuing, I think
How many times has it been adjourned?
It's dismissed once. It was adjourned once.
Why was it adjourned?
Because you guys didn't serve us with any paperwork. We didn't even know it was there. Now, that's another issue. When you rewrite a ticket, you have to tell the person that you wrote, that you issued it. You have to tell them, hey, I'm rewriting this ticket. You never gave us a ticket. Didn't tell us nothing. You know what I got? I got a thing from the court that says, you lose, you didn't show up for court. And I had to pay a lawyer to reopen the case because we didn't lose.
So that was the adjournment?
That was, they adjourned this one, so that now they gave it to us. Now we're gonna go back and address it. But you're not supposed to just send the court a copy of the ticket, and then I lose. And like I said, I've made a decision based on.
it almost sounds like the red light camera thing, you know, where you get a ticket in the mail because they got your license plate driving through a thing, you know, like a
Sure.
stoplight or something like
But
that.
in this case, I provided video evidence that I didn't, and I'm stuck in this limbo somewhere. I'm going around in circles, and I'm at this meeting hoping for some kind of justice.
so you have another court another court date, right?
Yeah, for a new one, for a different charge. Now it's due care and caution. Same incident.
What is that, just like a step down from?
Well, no,
careless driving?
the one that was dismissed was, the officer wrote a ticket for a law that is not a law. Braking traction isn't a law. So my lawyer got him off as a technicality, so they reworded it.
Okay, we can't make any move on this. We're not the judge and the jury here.
I understand.
But thank you for your time.
Can we set up a police officers meeting like Mr.
I'll bring it up to a vote. I make a motion to have a police board meeting, if anybody cares to second it.
I'll second it.
Mazer,
Yes.
Riley,
Yes.
Schneider,
No.
Sofa,
Yes.
Stoops,
Yes.
Wilson, Murder.
No.
I got Mazer, Riley, Sofa, and Stoops. Yes, Murder, Wilson, and Schneider, no, so motion
Yeah.
goes.
I don't know what would come of it, of a meeting like that, but
Maybe we can, I don't know,
we'll
maybe
be a
not
little
have something
less,
else.
maybe we'll be a little less time constrained and.
Yeah, absolutely, thank you.
All right. City Administration. Bart, you got anything for me? Nothing tonight? Doug?
My item's later on the agenda.
Okay. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Support.
Riley,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Stoops,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Mazer.
Yes.
All right, approval of the regular meeting minutes from February 2nd, 2021.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the 2nd of February.
Support.
Schneider,
Yes.
Sofa,
Yes.
Stoops,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Riley.
Yes.
All right, presentation approval of February disbursement report of $185,725.67 and electronic wire transfers of $8,801.55. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Sofa,
Yes.
Stoops,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Martyr,
Yes.
Mazer,
Yes.
Riley,
Yes.
Schneider.
Yes.
Communications, I have none. The Bell River Housing Development. Larry, did you want to talk on this?
Yes, I do. Well, I'll try to be brief. I made you have quite a few memos relative to that, but I'm not going to go over.
Talk louder.
I have to talk louder? Okay, I'm sorry. All right. We had a meeting to discuss the development on the Bell River Pratt Road. It's going to be called Memphis Meadows, and it'll be 14 houses. And if you looked at my memo dated February 5th, it kind of explains all that. And since you read it, I'm not going to repeat it. I did call Michael O'Neill on February the 26th for a clarification on a few items on the site plan. And I didn't know it at the time, but he was in Cancun, Mexico. So I'm glad I got my cell phone that does pay for that. It'll cost me a few bucks. But anyway, the one was the Bell River, or the Peters property itself. And this will be sold. And then there's another lot beside it that has the barns on it, and whoever buys the property apparently will have the option of buying that lot with the barns on it. If they don't want it, then they'll probably put a house on that, and probably try to keep the barns, because apparently the barns are pretty good, but the house needs a lot of work. So that clarified that. The second one I asked him was the retention pond, because our code book says any subdivision development needs a retention pond. Now, the site plans that I have, and I have the big ones there, it's more readable than the little ones you have. There is a retention pond on that, but because we had told them we'd have to get approval from the Macomb County Drain Commission. And they said, well, they don't need it for the houses, but they will need it when they do phase 2 of the operation. And there's a couple things they'll do now when they're doing the site work on the houses themselves. But they don't need it for the houses, which we kind of discussed that with Bart showing that they probably wouldn't, but that's up to the Drain Commission. So, and then I called their lawyer the other day too for the payment of the cost of our engineering reviewing the site plan, and told them they would be responsible for that. And I also called BMJ. I talked to them a couple of times. They do now have the big plans. They will get back with the quote on the cost of that, because that will have to be paid by the developer. Normally, in a big development, you would have a retainer that you would have them, and then we pay out of that to the retainer fund. But talking to our building inspector as well, and Phil at the BMJ, the only requirement right now is just strictly this site plan, because there's just individual houses. There's no infrastructure, including roads for meters, for sewer and water. So if we do the other one, I'm talking to them a couple of times, I think that isn't going to happen for probably a couple of years. It sounds like it, it depends how these sell and so on, when they proceed with that. That kind of explains it. And now the couple things that we do have to do is that we'll have to approve the reduction in the tap fees, and they will pay that in its entirety if it's approved and within 30 days. And the reduction is to $1,500 for the water and sewer tap-in fees. And that would, I based it on 14 houses. I see in their cover letter, they have it based on 15. So that would be $21,000 that we give immediately. And the second thing we'll have to do is approve sending the site plan to the Planning Commission. However, I think we should approve sending it to them, but I don't want to. We shouldn't schedule a Planning Commission until both the building inspector and our engineer okays the site plan. Now, the building inspector also has them, but Phil, he didn't think he could have it. It actually goes out in the packet on Friday. If we have send it to the Planning Commission, you don't think you can have it in that time. They were concerned about that because we waited till the next Planning Commission schedule, and then after that.
We can always call a special meeting.
Yeah, we're going way out. So what?
You can always call a special meeting.
Well, that's what I told him. I told him we can have a special meeting immediately, shortly after we get approval from both the building inspector and Phil. And they would have to pay for that. I think it's not a check. I think it's $15 times 6, about $95. So they'll pay that. Let's see that. Okay, I think that. So we'll have to do those two things. I did make a spreadsheet. I won't. What the city will get, both for the city roads and police, and that estimated totals about $23,000. And for the school debt, it totals about $8,000. So if the development was fully developed, it just estimated cost would be, revenue to the city and the schools would total about $31,000.
Right.
And the water and sewer, figure that out, and it would be approximately an additional $15,000. So that kind of is a brief outline.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any further questions you have.
No,
I'll try to answer them if I can.
One of the questions, or one of the concerns I have here is, and this is in the part here that's from BMJ, it's under 1 zoning C. The property is currently zoned R1A, single residential. Single-family units are allowed, but under the current zoning, development of apartments and condos requires rezoning a portion of the property to residential multiple family residential as a minimum. Another option would be to rezone the entire property. I would not like to see that rezoned, because then you can turn around and end up taking one of these houses and per se splitting a 1,200 square foot house into an apartment, and I don't want to see that, because that.
No, what they're doing is it's right now it's R1A for that.
Right.
We're not changing that.
Right, and if later on they go to developed apartments and that, we can split off that section and rezone that section. That's not a problem.
No, that's what their plan is. Then when they develop the other, if and when, then we can rezone it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
I have a question,
Yes.
if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I know in the past, the planning commission was looking at changing the lot splits, the fees and how it was done. Did we ever actually do that, or did that not? end up happening. I know that
You
Jamie,
mean the cost of it?
well, because we were kind of saying that we were gonna make it cheaper to combine properties and more expensive to split them.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that now?
Yes, I remember that.
Did we ever actually do that?
I don't think we actually did. However, this is zoned, the way this is zoning down, if it's the zoning, you were there at our meeting, right? We talked about
Yes.
that? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. And that's how it's zoned.
I don't remember talking about the lot split
Yeah,
part.
well, these are, the way they're zoning down, we actually did a subdivision.
Ordinance.
Per se, I think they stated.
We did a subdivision ordinance and a condominium ordinance.
Yeah, so I think the way they did it, the way it's being done now, it's expedited. You don't have to go through all those lots. Any more questions?
Nope.
Yes, I was just looking at this diagram, and it said the 6 single ones on Pratt Road. It says they're 160 feet deep, but in the diagram, they're
I think they're,
200.
no, I think they're deeper than that. They're over
Yeah.
200 feet deep, and I think they're 80 foot
But in
wide.
the description, it
You
says
can read
100.
that on that, Mark, can't you? That's
Yeah.
all.
Bobby, which one are you looking at? Show me.
Pratt Road, you're saying?
Okay, on zoning
Yeah.
number 2, it says the Pratt Road ones are 160 feet deep,
And I'm reading 250.
but in the diagram, they're 250,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's not accurate.
Yeah, I think they're, these are hard to read because you had, almost like.
I believe they're all 250. You know,
Yeah.
all
I
those.
think
Yeah,
they're all
well,
250
that's not what
feet
it
deep on the
says.
diagram.
Yeah,
Blame it on typo.
yeah. Anything more?
I don't think it's a typo.
Okay,
I got one quick question on the sewer taps and the water taps.
yeah.
Does the city inspect them before they get covered up?
Yeah.
Or if these guys just do it, so
No.
you're gonna look at them
Yeah.
and they're not just gonna,
No,
Okay.
actually, we're not directly going to be involved. They're going to contract. I know they got one bid for sure.
right, but they're inspected by
On
you or
it.
somebody else before they get covered up.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's one other thing I'd like to mention too, that.
And there are stipulations too. The tap from the main to the curb box is mandated to be copper, K-copper. From the curb box to the house, they're approved to use, it's a plastic, the same size as copper. It's proven itself over the years. But I said to them, under the road or anything, I don't want anything but copper under it.
They will be paying for the meters as well, and the meters have to be approved by Bart. We just had an estimated cost, we haven't verified that yet.
Yeah,
have we?
I actually
We
have
estimated
to-
at $200 a piece, but.
These are gonna be kind of some
Yeah.
test meters, because these are gonna be, smart meters, so,
They will be paying for that too, so.
Are they going to put the taps in for the water and sewer mains for the future condos?
Number 7
No.
on page 1.
No, not at this time.
Okay.
I did question them on that when we had our meeting, but no, that will be all done down the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
they-
Jamie,
they would need DEQ, they would need prints, for a sewer main extension, water main extension, and all that's gotta be approved through the state.
yeah. 'Cause
Yeah, I know.
Jamie was really, made that a big thing. He really wanted that done, and
Yeah.
because he thought, like, if these guys don't follow through with phase 3 or phase 2, then that could just be left, and the next person isn't gonna wanna put that kind of money into it.
Might
But,
not.
might not.
They might not,
so,
and they-
right.
Or somebody
These-
might wanna go back there and build a few more homes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because there is an access there, so.
Yeah, or one home.
I just remember Jamie bringing that up.
Yeah, I know, I heard.
Like,
Well, he brought that up to me too, and I did bring that up to her when we had our.
And we did talk to them, and they chose not at this time. I think they want to put their money into this housing
Get their money
and see
back.
where that goes.
And I talked to him again today, and I was
Yeah.
the same thing, so.
You definitely don't want any dead-end main extensions, that's for sure.
Great. And I think it'll be a good
Well, they
asset-
would actually,
asset for the city,
on
you know,
a
so-
water main,
On the extension, yeah.
yeah, on that water main extension, that won't be a dead end.
No, I know.
Yeah, it's gonna have to run, actually, possibly tap right to that school of Maine. So they're gonna need an easement from someone.
And the detention pond, that'll be tapped into the storm sewer?
That would be the ditch is what we got basically. I don't know if this is drain commission, if they, based on what I'm seeing here, it looks like it's going to end up going where the rest of it goes.
They did say that
Which
they
is-
have to do something this right now so they can do something with the retention. They're not going to build a retention pond, but they have to do something there. And I'm not confident enough to understand it basically.
So will we get something from the county drain commission?
I don't know.
We've never received, I know that's what stopped the development a couple of different times.
That's what stopped rolling, was the cost of the
Exactly,
the
they
drain.
wanted to me.
Yeah, he couldn't make enough. he couldn't
Because
make
they
enough
wanted him
housing
to,
cover the
they
cost.
wanted him to enclose it, take it all the way to the west, outside our city limits, you know, in a fight.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Wait, so are we gonna expect to hear then from the drain commission as far as what they are saying needs to be done? Or, because it sounds like they're saying that they didn't need to do anything.
That's what they're saying at this time, yeah. It's something I think we should follow up on.
Okay. That's all I needed to hear.
Just gotta,
Request it. Absolutely. Could I make a motion?
Certainly.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the reduction on the tapping fees for a total of $1,500 per hour.
Say it again, way louder.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll make the motion then that we approve the tap-in fees to $15 per house.
1,500.
1,500, I'm sorry.
Support.
Stoops?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Sofa?
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we send the site plan to the planning commission for their review and approval.
Support.
Wilson?
Yes.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Sofa?
Yes.
Stoops?
Yes.
And it won't be sent till we get approval from them.
Right. All right, under new business, board review, letter to appoint Thomas Ahern as the board review alternate member, term to expire December 31st, 2021. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Thomas Ahern to the board of review, term to expire December 31st, 2021.
Support.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Sofa?
Yes.
Stoops?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Doug, did you want to talk on this website?
Sure I can. Fire department has a website that we've had in place now for a long time. Tim Franz is who developed it for us. When he left, I think about 7 years ago, I took over working on it for him. We'd like to do a total revamp of the site and include some features that it doesn't have now. One of which is a secure area for members of the department to go into for training needs and all. I contacted IT Right, who does the computer work for the city. They used to do website development. They no longer do. They sent me to this Shoemaker technology group who gave us a quote for doing the website and also hosting the website. That's another thing problem we have right now is our website is hosted by, I'll call him a mystery individual. I have trouble getting a hold of him. He does it for free for us, but same token, he could shut us down anytime he wants because he's basically doing it as a favor. So we'd like to revamp the website and get it hosted by a reputable company that we know who they are and how to contact them. Shoemaker gave us a quote of $1,095 to do the website itself, $250 a year to host it for us and provide support. Looking to get permission to do that.
Where would this cost come from?
Fire department budget, I imagine.
Yes.
Can we get a couple more
A couple more quotes
Get a couple more quotes.
instead of just the one.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know what these things go for, but what, hey Donnie, you know what does the city pay for theirs?
Amber made that one.
Oh, okay.
DPW doesn't pay anything.
Hmm?
We don't pay anything either.
Yeah, it just seems high for a setup like that. I mean, I don't know what kind of features you would have that you maybe need a little bit more, what they do, but,
When it comes to website development, I'm at a loss.
right.
I'm using the same software Tim used when he did it for the little updates I do, so. And what we want to add is way beyond my abilities or the software ability that we have.
Yeah, I know they can be expensive, and I know that they can be cheap, but you get what you pay for sometimes.
Right?
What's the main difference of the new proposed website?
The biggest thing is, like I said, we want to have a secure area that's password protected for members of the department to go into for training needs, for our policies, that sort of thing.
Well, you know what, I'd like to kick this back to you to, come back with at least another couple of quotes, I mean,
Okay?
between you and Justin, I'm sure you can poke around out there and see, site developers that might have something else. This may be fine, but you know what, let's do a little bit of due diligence and get another quote or two, okay?
Okay.
Next up, set our spring burn dates
Do we have a vote
for,
on that?
what's that?
To get more quotes?
We need to have a vote on that?
No action on it.
No action.
You want a motion to table it?
Okay, set our spring burn dates April 5th to May 30th of 2021. Can I get a motion?
Make that motion.
Or,
Riley?
Yes.
Snyder?
Yes.
Sofa?
Yes.
Stoops?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
yes.
Next up, fire department, we got a bill here from R&R Fire Truck Repair. Doug, you want to talk on that, or?
One of our engines needed a brake job. It needed more to the brake job than we expected. The technician that worked on the truck told us that basically the rear brakes were not working at the time that he started working on it. So you have the bill for it from R&R, a lot of replacement parts, a lot of labor, big cost.
They did this right at the station?
Yes, they worked on it.
So it's a mobile outfit.
They were there 4 days at the station.
That's what I'm looking at, is one of those, if they get into the rotors, and this, they're replacing the rotors and.
Just a single caliper was $2,400.
Well, and that's.
And then
again,
the
it's a
yeah,
fire
and then
truck,
assembly
it's a fire
was
truck.
another 2,000. Wow. Man.
So, well, can I get a motion to pay the bill?
So moved.
Or,
Snyder?
Yes.
Sofa?
Yes.
Stoops?
yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Martyr?
Yes.
Mazer?
Yes.
Riley?
Yes.
All right, for me, I have nothing else. Eric?
I don't, sir.
Larry?
Nothing?
Ken?
Nothing, sir.
Robbie?
Nothing, thanks.
Scott?
Nope.
Jason?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on this information only about the marijuana meeting, and just let everybody know that as of right now, that is not happening. We've been advised by our attorney, he doesn't like it, and we've met a few times, kicked around some ideas, and it's just not something that we're going to be moving forward with. So if anybody read anything on this and had any questions, that's basically the gist of it. They came with a proposal. didn't work for us, and our attorney advised against it.
Thanks for the legwork on that, Eric. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Oh, motion to adjourn.